Last time on New Hope, with Future Gohan traveling to the past and reuniting with Goten and the timeline Cell destroyed, the pair's mother decided they're going to enter the World Martial Arts Tournament to bring home that prize money. But making their way to the arena, they not only encountered a few new faces, some sporting a certain insignia, and one who appears will be aiding our heroes, but a couple other faces we're already familiar with. The tournament begins. Kibito and Shin blocking our trio's path. The latter speaks. We have never met, but your reputation as a warrior precedes you. Goten replies, I don't know what you're talking about. You must have the wrong person. I'm just a high school kid who got lucky at the punching machine. Though this isn't a situation that could have the Kai confused, the deity bluntly states, albeit not completely accurately, it was him who saved the Earth from Cell, wasn't it? Annoyed, Goten lifts his glasses to hiss. No, it wasn't me. Who are you? And what do you want from me? My name is Shin. I've come from very far away in hopes of competing with you in this tournament. You don't have to worry, son Goten. We have no ill intentions. As a sign of friendship, would you shake my hand? Though apprehensive, the half-Saiyan reaches out and does so regardless. Throwing him off even more, Shin finalizes with, as I thought, your soul is pure. That's a good thing. He and Kibito walk off singing they'll see him in the tournament. Having never met him in the future timeline, Gohan comments how that Shin guy is strange. How could he know so much about Goten? Who equally has no idea. But what intrigues him the most is that he didn't sense any energy emanating from him. Chiaotzu's student suggests that maybe he was concealing his ki. But that's different. Goten should have felt something when he shook his hand. And while Gohan agrees they sure are weird, they didn't seem evil. Anyway, they need to put this aside for the moment. They'll find out more during the tournament. It's time to go to the draw. Since he knows his brother spent a lot of time, well, dead, he questions if he met guys like that while he was in Otherworld. But no, never. Arriving to pick their lots, the announcer warmly greets him. Apologizing for being late, we get an overhead view of the contestants for this year's tournament. Some we've seen before and others who are completely new. The announcer calls out that they can now proceed with the draw. When your name is called, please step forward and take a ball from the box. So we'll start with the participant registered under the name Zayaku. It's Zayaku-sama! Show some disrespect again and you're headed for death! The kindly gentleman goes on to politely explain how he's the leader of the Tamagotchi clan, and the vermin of an announcer needs to make sure he doesn't forget it. Who, rolling with the nonsense, simply responds, understood. Number 4 for Zayaku-sama. Next, instructing Mo Gekko's turn. Also known in another reality as Wild Tiger. He picks number 2. Next will be Kurano, who gets 6 for himself. So far, no matches. The next participant is Beelzebub. With the little Deborah approaching, the official asks if he's sure to be over 14 years of age. That is the cutoff for this tournament. Who chips back? Of course! I'm more than 2,500 years old! As he does his thing, Goten remarks how some of these participants seem strangely familiar. Getting number 5, looks like he'll be Kurano's opponent. Kibito claims 10. Then none other than Videl is summoned. somebody Gohan is familiar with in the future. She gets number 7. Still aghast, he can't believe it's really her, prompting his brother to ask if he knows her. Then, with a smarmy look on his face, "You didn't waste any time, did you? Just 1 month here and you've already made a girlfriend for yourself." But as we know, it's not like that. Videl is his girlfriend in the future, not this reality. The announcer stands confidently, clipboard in his hand. He calls out it's son Gohan's turn. A bright smile spreads across Gohan's face as he steps forward eagerly. "It's me!" The announcer leans towards him. "Your resemblance to Son Goku, who won the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, is far too obvious to be a mere coincidence. Am I wrong?" Caught slightly off guard, Gohan chuckles but confirms nothing. He pulls out his number. "Number 9 for Son Gohan," announces the clipboard man. Immediately after, Goten draws number 1, meaning he'll have the honor of opening the tournament. Shin gets 3. And continues to be quiet and mysterious. Aluminum Mike takes number 8. 14 for the anagrammical Yuri. 15 for the Street Fighter known as Ben Matters. 13 for Nock. Then we have 11 for the introduction of Chuchi Wu. If you know, you know. Speaking of, Otakusuki draws 16. Meaning he'll be taking on Ben Matters in the final contest of the first round. Leaving only number 12 remaining, Matt Connor's lot. Quickly looking at the bracket, we have Goten or Ken Masters taking on Wild Tiger, Shin and Zayaku, Kurano and Beelzebub, Videl and Mike Dyson, Gohan and Kibito once again, Kuchi Wu and Matt Connor, Nock and Yuri, and Ben Matters up against Otakusuki. Not long later, the announcer welcomes everybody to the 28th Tenkaichi Budokai. As they already know, draws have been made and it's now known which order the fights will take place. It's time to move on to the final phase with the opening bout. The stadium erupts with energy as the announcer shouts into the mic. "Please welcome our first 2 participants, Ken Masters and Mo Gekko!" The fighters make their entrance. One a hulking, muscled brute with fur-lined shoulders. The other a short, confident kid, clad in tunic and sunglasses. Wild Tiger grunts with cockiness. "Huh! I thought this was a serious tournament! I never thought I'd have to face a kid dressed like a clown!" Goten, as chill as ever, smirks and fires back. "You're in no position to talk about people's clothes. Need I remind you, you're only wearing briefs." The announcer, raising his fist high into the air, calls out to the crowd with electric energy. "Here we are, ladies and gentlemen! Both fighters are in the ring!" In the stands, friends and family watch with easy smiles. "It's going to be child's play for Goten," says Bulma. "Of course, there's no doubt about it," chimes Chi-Chi enthusiastically. On the arena floor, both fighters have taken their positions. The announcer's voice echoes all around him, his fist shooting up like a starter pistol. "The tournament can begin! Go!" Goten stands calmly, one hand on his hip. "Listen, I'm going to be nice and offer you a chance to give up. That way you won't be humiliated in front of all these people. All you have to do is pretend to be injured." His eyes bulge, rage boils over. "Dirty brat! Who do you think you are? I'm going to rip you to shreds!" "I figured you'd be against the idea. At least I've warned you. Don't come crying to me later." "Shut your mouth! Yeah!" Go. Take this! My Gekko crashes out of the ring, buried halfway into the stadium wall. Mo Gekko is out of the ring! A thunderous applause for Ken Masters, who wins his bout and qualifies for the next round! From the crowd, his mother beams with pride. The victor raises his fist high into the air. His face stays unemotional, unreadable behind his shades. The announcer, as the crowd begins to stir. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the next fight! Please welcome our two fighters, Shin and Zayaku-sama! Zayaku growls, eyes locked on his opponent. I'm gonna make you suffer, kid! Shin, without haste, heads to the stage, silent as ever. His foe sneers. What does a worm like you think you can do against me? I'm the great Zayaku-sama! The announcer's voice booms again. The fight can begin! Across the ring, Shin simply stares. No response. A bead of confusion forms on Zayaku's brow. So, kid, are you too scared to attack me? Shin's voice, soothing and enlightened. Starting today, you'll be rethinking your life. What? Young Zayaku, I invite you from now on to do good around here. You can leave now. Yes, Mr. Shin. He turns from the deity and walks towards the edge of the ring, his temper almost serene. I forfeit. The announcer reels back in shock. What? Are you sure you want to give up the fight? Zayaku doesn't turn around. Yes, I'm going to take care of my mommy. Confusion and disbelief ripples through the stands. Up in the crowd, someone shouts, What's that? He won't even fight! From the arena floor, the announcer declares, Zayaku-sama has decided to abandon the fight! Shin is the winner! Queuing up the next match. And now! Backstage, Goten glances at Shin, still stunned. What did you do to that guy? He smiles softly. I simply gave Zayaku a new meaning on life. Yet again watching him walk away. A new pair of fighters walks towards the ring. It's now Beelzebub and Kurano's turn! Beelzebub eyes his opponent. You don't look very strong. Kurano stays calm, hands at his sides. I could say the same about you, but appearances can be deceiving. The two young fighters head onto the ring. Meet our two fighters! This is their first participation in the martial arts tournament. Thanks for cheering them on. Goten cheers. Go easy on him, Kurano. He's just a kid. The imp scowling. Your friend is an idiot. I'm more than 2,500 years old. I am Beelzebub, the Prince of Demons. Kurano stops a few feet away, doing his best to humor these claims. If you say so. Stomping forward. You don't believe me, do you? I'm going to show you how evil I am. Though Kurano doesn't really recall asking. Striking a dramatic pose. I'm so evil that... This morning I didn't wash my hands after I went for a pee. Did you see that, Gohan? He does weird poses too. Kurano winces. You know, maybe we should start fighting. The spectators will start to get impatient. That's true, but I really didn't come for that. I'm looking for my uncle. He's been missing for over 500 years, and last I heard, he could be on Earth. Then with the crowd beginning to grow restless with the lack of action. What are they waiting for? I didn't spend all that money to watch them chat, and the like. Beelzebub scowls. Earthlings and money. That's all they ever talk about. All right, Blondie. We're going to fight. It's about time. Let's go! You weren't lying. You have great power, Beelzebub. Looks like I'm not the only one. Huh? You fight well, but you leave too many openings. Don't be a smartass! Kurano taking an early edge. The announcer commentates. What an incredible fight from our two fighters! Nevertheless, it looks like Beelzebub is starting to have some trouble against Kurano. Could this fight be coming to an end soon? However, the demon snarls to know what he's talking about. This is far from over. You probably don't know this, but we demons have a specialty. The power of darkness. Huh? Beelzebub showcasing a previously unknown transformation. Could this be what turns the fight to his favor?